All right, so I'm taking a break from building my new office. Let's get a few minutes of our Anki deck going. I just finished day 2, study with me stream earlier today, just a quick hour. Still doing heart sounds, abnormal heart sounds. All right, let's go here. S2 is going to be, aortic is going to be on the second intercostal space, right sternal border, pulmonic being second intercostal space, left sternal, herb where we hear both S1 and S2. Third intercostal space, left sternal border, and then our S1 sounds going to be tricuspid is fourth intercostal space, left sternal, and then mitral, which is the apex of the heart. We're going to be hearing at the fifth intercostal space, left midclavicular line. I can't never say midclavicular very well. Still working on that. S4 is also called an atrial gallop, and you can hear it by Tennessee. It's like Tennessee. It's right before the S1. Perfect. S1 marks the start of diastole. No, ends. S1 marks the end of systole and the start of diastole. Sorry, yeah, we're wrong. Damn it. End of diastole, beginning of systole. Blank is caused by rapid passively filling of the ventricle. Hits a compliant dilated ventricle. This is going to be S3. S4 is associated with aortic stenosis, LVH, chronic. It's a diastolic problem with hypertrophy of the ventricles, myocardial ischemia, and infarction. And aortic stenosis is the one that's the real takeaway here. But essentially, it's a diastolic problem. Post-CABG and valve surgeries. All right. Explain why S2 is auscultated louder with a pulmonary embolism. That's going to be because it's putting the pressure back on that pulmonary artery or the pulmonary arteries coming out of the right side, and so it's going to slam that valve shut harder. S3 occurs. This occurs because there's a dilation in the ventricles. And so, because of that, we're going to get that low vibrating sound that comes right after S2. Early in diastole. Yeah. S4 is best heard. Everything, S3 and S4 both are best heard at the apex with the bell, left recumbent position, if I can remember right. Left lateral decubitus position. S4 is associated back with post-CABG and valve surgeries, what I missed last time, hypertrophy, left ventricular, chronic hypertension, and then myocardial ischemia and infarction. And our really key one to know is aortic stenosis. S2 dub is heard loudest at, is this the... I think this is apex of the heart. Base of the heart, yeah. I keep getting this one confused about S2. We're at the right base of the heart. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Base of the heart, which is the right sternal border, second intercostal space. So that's where the aorta is at. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo that. S4 occurs right before S1, and yep. So right at the end of diastole, right before it. Okay. S1 is best heard at the apex of the heart, and so we always know left side, midclavicular, fifth intercostal. S1, okay. S3 can be caused by, oh man, I can't remember this. Ooh, I'm going to try to dig this up for active recall. Go to those paths. I just studied a few hours ago. Fluid overload, that's what it is. Congestive heart failure is going to be our top one. So pulmonary hypertension. So I got too much coming out. Okay, so pulmonary hypertension. This is going to be fluid overload, obviously. I think. Hold on. Volume. Regurgitation. Okay. Pulmonary hypertension. Core. I spelled that wrong, I believe. Pulmonal. Mitric aortic insufficiency. S3 is a classic sign of congestive heart failure. And then could occur before crackles are auscultated due to volume overload. S2 can be split during inspiration because when you do that, the lungs push more blood into the right side of the heart, causing the two different valves to close not synchronously. Perfect. S3 is heard best by using the bell at the apex of the heart, left lateral decubitus position. S3 and S4 are both heard the same place. S4 is caused by that rapid or the forceful, the aortic or the atria pushing into the ventricle hard because of stenosis. What is it? So the atrial contraction against a stiff, non-compliant ventricle. It's hypertrophy. You can see on this right side here, this heart, that ventricle is tough. S3 can be caused by the pulmonary hypertension, the pulmonal, what is that thing I can't pronounce? I need to look more into that. And then atrial, mitral, and pulmonic insufficiency, tricuspid insufficiency. Okay. S3 is a classic sign of CHF. The crackles are going to be auscultated before the pulmonary edema hits, maybe. S1, okay, this is going to be at the apex. S4 is not heard. This is a clinical note. S4 is not heard during AFib because the atria are not contracting right, and you're not going to hear that forceful extra sound. And in all the text I've read, this is the most notable one you want to watch out for. That you won't hear S4. S3 is also called a ventricular gallop, and you can remember it by the mnemonic Kentucky for the lub, dub, e, key, or for the Kentucky for the S3. S4 is caused by the forceful contraction of the atria to a hypertrophied ventricle. S3 caused by the pulmonary hypertension, atrial, tricuspid, or aortic, tricuspid, and mitral valve insufficiencies. Blank is a common cause of a wide fixed splitting of S2, and that's because it's a right bundle branch block because it slows down the conduction to the right side, therefore widening the sounds. S2. S3 is caused by the rapid filling of the ventricles for a dilated ventricle. All right, there we go. So, knock that out for today. I hope everybody's doing well and doing awesome in their nursing and their nursing studies. Y'all take care. I'll catch up with you in the next one.